And welcome back, everyone. And here we are back on Total War Rome 2. This is Ellington, and what's up? I hope everybody's doing well today. We have got ourselves a 3 versus 3 on the settlement of Tur. And this one was sent in by an in-house player, none other than Blackfoot. Blackfoot is playing one of the Carthaginian factions. I believe it is these guys right over here with the yellow border. The blue-bordered Carthage over here is being commanded by Gadriel. And then finally, for the defenders, we have got Boii being commanded by Peter. Boy, you know, as one says. For the attackers, we have got Rome being commanded by Hot Solar Panel, I think, something like that. We've got Kush being commanded by one Vandal. One Vandal. Then we finally have Seleucid being commanded by Josh0553. And we are on the settlement of Tur, by the way. Tur is kind of an interesting settlement. You have kind of a... It's basically a two-layer fashion here. You've got layer 1 down on the bottom, obviously. And then you have layer 2 up here, which is where the capture point is. Typically on this settlement, we see a primary attack on this corner that is then expanded through the rest of the settlement. But the attackers today are, we've got Seleucid hitting this corner. Then a pretty nasty combo here in Kush and Rome attacking the backside. The Carthaginian companion cav getting a little beat up by some javelins. 65 men out of 80. He's going for a general. Companion cav do have javelins, but guess what? So do Avocati cohort. Oh, that hurts. I'm not sure that this was the right situation to send out this companion cav. It just seems like there was probably better options than here. If you think about where he came out, right? So here's the gate. But look at this. Like, you don't have very good options of space to work with, especially when you have two factions bearing down on the walls. So I'm a bit intrigued as to the decision to go out of that gate. I do notice all the way over here on the other side of the map, we've got elephants. Because it's Carthage and elephants. That's all I've got to say. To be honest with you guys, we have some really, really good factions on the battlefield. Carthage is excellent. They have a lot of different options, a lot of different variations of units that they can play with. Seleucid, another really good faction that pretty much has everything you ask for. It's got elephants, chariots, heavy infantry, elites, it's got cav. Pretty much anything you ask for, Seleucid has something. Boii has some of the best infantry in the game. And then you have the nasty combination of Rome and Kush on one side. Now, I am not a believer in the Kush is OP, Rome is OP, yada yada yada, because I don't think they are. I think Kush is definitely beatable. Like, Kush really doesn't like Boii. Sword followers are really good against Shotel warriors due to their melee defense. So, but the combination of Rome and Kush is pretty yucky. You know, Rome is just, their infantry, here's the deal. Rome's infantry, the reason that Rome is considered so good is because Rome's infantry is so good for the price of what it is, okay? That is why Rome is considered by some to be overpowered, is because Rome doesn't have to spend a ton of money on their units because all of their units are extremely good. So it's just for value when you look at a Roman unit for its value compared to another unit on another faction and its cost, there's a discrepancy there, and that is why Rome is considered so good. The artillery for the attackers really just letting loose here. I would chill a little bit. Hold on to some of that ammunition. You know what I mean? You got 2 ballistas over here, Seleucid and Kush. And to be honest with you, you don't have great targets. There's stuff to hit, yeah, but they're spread out so much that any targets you hit are going to be kind of few and far in between. So yeah, I just would not, in my opinion. Hold on, I want to check something. Sorry about that. I wanted to make sure that my push to mute was working, so that you guys don't have to hear me cough or sneeze or clear my throat, yada yada yada. But I'm also trying extremely hard to be better about how I making sure that I use it cleanly in the way that it's not cutting off sentences or words and so on and so forth. So this area over here is a pretty tough thing, okay? On the attacking side, you could drop a ton of towers, which means you can drop a ton of units all at once. But on the defender's side, you have a lot of room to play with, right? A lot of room to set up javelin throws, counter charges, all sorts of stuff. You have the mountain giving you really, really good angles, actually. They are kind of using their Iberian swordsmen, which are a Javi unit, shooting right into the back of those units there. Then you got a sword follower sitting here basically just holding the mountain so that these units can't just fall over into the back of the other Carthaginian player, which is on this corner here. Whoa, here we go. There's a lot. Wow. So I'm assuming that, Blackfoot, this Carthaginian player here, he revealed his hand with his elephants. He pulled his elephants out from behind the wall and showed them to the enemy. Well, the enemy then said, hey, here's a gazillion people that don't want you here. And so I think Blackfoot made the correct decision here, just to kind of pull back a little bit, hold his elephants a little bit back here. Now, this is honestly, I think, getting a little bit dangerous for the defenders over here. Rome and Kush have been able to drop a ton of units onto the wall, and they are making a mad dash to get through this defense. And as of right now, I don't think the defenders have enough to hold this area. It honestly looks like they may even be just preparing to hold at the next position, which is right here. Now, the question then is, how long can they hold this to then protect the mountain? Because if this mountain is lost, then that means Carthage has to retreat. Because then you could assume that Seleucid is going to also drop on the walls, and just bad stuff is going to happen. So they really don't want to lose that mountain for now. Obviously, I don't think you throw all your eggs into one basket, and if this wall is going to, or this hill or mountain is going to fall, it's going to fall. Give it up, But it's just something that you want to hold on to as much as you can, just to allow more time for this Carthaginian player here. Although Seleucid is, honestly, I think, being smart at the moment and holding his forces. He is biding his time. Kush and Rome have a good push going, so Seleucid doesn't need to throw his men away. That is something that is actually really impressive from what I'm seeing, because I believe most of these, so I think only 2 players in this game are in-house players. And usually when you get outside of the in-house games, the communication gets really bad to the point where your players aren't talking to each other, and, they kind of just go off and do their own thing, and you end up having an entire player faction just throw his army away. So it's really impressive to me that this Seleucid player, who is separated from his allies, and I'm assuming they're not in the same call. I guess they could be in their own Discord call. But the fact that separated out by himself, which means he is vulnerable, He is taking his time. Nicely done, Seleucid. Good choice. I fully approve. Let your two players that are having they're having a pretty good time. They're not doing too shabby right now. They've got a full, pretty much foothold on this wall now. Got a couple, little pockets of defense still left here. Opposition. A couple Oathsworn. Really, I hate to say it. I kind of think that might have been a little bit of a waste of Oathsworn there. I don't, I just don't know what else to say on that. I mean, it's two Oathsworn that only got like 100 to 130 kills. It does seem to me that they are playing on Ultra Funds. Just looking at a lot of the armies, like Rome here has a ton of Armored Legionaries, Avocado cohorts, and I bet you would not be surprised if he's got a Praetorian Guard around here somewhere. But Seleucid has like a full layout of Thorax Swords and 2 to 3 Royal Peltas. So I'm pretty sure they're playing Ultra Funds. Got a couple African pikes here. I think those are the only pikes on the field right now. I don't think the other Carthage player brought any. Not a bad little setup here. So they've got a kill box going here and here, and the Celtic bows shooting over into that side. And as of right now, the Cretans are not shooting over here. It could be they might be taking I think they're getting ready to take an archer fight here with the auxiliary Syrians. And if not, the auxiliary Syrians are definitely looking to take a fight with them. Sorry, I'm pouring a pop right now. I forgot to do it before I started the battle, and so I'm sitting here and my mouth is getting dry, and I look at my drink and oh shit, I didn't pour my drink. That's probably why you might have heard the little ptz. Cretans do not seem to be fighting back. They actually are getting attacked right now by some Kushite slave infantry. Oh, there's some artillery. I don't think he was aware that his archers were being attacked because he is running away now. Sword follower there cleaned up the Kushite slave, but it's got to turn around. There is a mercenary noble fighter. Now, they got to be careful, though, because the mercenary noble fighter is very exposed to these Syrians at the moment. Now, on the other side is... Looks like... Okay, so Carthage is giving up most of his corner. He is, keeping some troops around here, but I think the main reason why is probably because they know that this hill is not going to hold forever. So it's going to be interesting. Got a bunch of Iberian swords. All the archers from Carthage are tucked away over here. The elephants did come back into the settlement here, and I think he's probably going to let them rest. They're both very tired from walking all the way from outside the settlement to come back into the settlement. Rome is just steamrolling, man. Rome is just going ham. And honestly, I don't know what they're going to do over here because these Libyan infantry are quite outmatched by these Armored Legionaries. Armored Legionaries are really good. There you go, Iberian swords shooting right into those Armored Legionaries. Good, very good. Just getting some cinematic looks here. Oh my gosh, there's so much. The classic matchup of Rome v. Carthage. And now Kush's archers are in. Sorry about that. Now, this is going to be a bit rough because now you're dealing with not just the auxiliary Syrians of Rome, but you're also dealing with the Royal Kushite archers from Kush. So, the Royal Kushite archers, while I do think that they are way too expensive, they are a good archer. So, it's going to be one of those things that, unless they can get these Cretans re-engaged, they might have a bit of a problem, especially trying to get these elephants in, which they are attempting to do, He is just going straight through the battle line. And fire arrows be damned. Got elephants out of control now. They're just kind of walking along. They are starting to lose them. Remember, these are not armored elephants. So they are actually pretty weak to javelins and things of the sort. Yeah, I think that was a bit premature with the elephants there. And Rome is one of those factions that because of the mass of their infantry, they can be pretty tough to use things like elephants and chariots on because their mass holds up a little bit better than some other units and factions do. Look at that, we got one war elephant, walked right all the way through the enemy and the allies, and now he's just walking along like, dude, I am done with this, I am leaving. No, I am not going back into that combat. Is he still out of control? Yeah, he is. So he's going to kill some of the Iberians, too. He's got 52 kills, which, I'm going to be honest with you, is nowhere near enough. Nowhere near what he needs to have to make these elephants worth it. Other elephant now going in. He doesn't really have a choice at the moment because of where they were situated. This one already gaining a bit better kills than the last one did. Yep, there we go, 87, 90, oh, there we go. Now turn around into the back of them. Oh, yeah. There we go. 104, he's got a chevron on it, too. No dice. Yeah, get the Oathsworn away from there. 202, 206, he's got 2 chevrons now. It's Libyan infantry guarding this one path over here. I wonder if he could go here. Well, there's a gazillion armored chotels behind there, so probably not. 218. There we go. They have managed to continue holding this area for now. Noble Fighters, 127 kills. Seleucid is on the wall now. Now, the thing is, they do have a path out here. But they've got a unit here that's pretty exposed. These 2 units can easily go away. This one can easily run away too. But that one Libyan infantry there is in a bit of a pickle. Got Cretan archers up on the wall overlooking this. Artillery's still coming in. What are the 2 artilleries at? 98 kills and 58 kills. Elephants, 341, 3 chevrons as well. So they are doing well. And that is it, I believe, for the elephants. Nope, there it went. Oathsworn's still alive. He's got 156. Got another Oathsworn coming in now. Now, we got gladiators and gladiator spearmen in the combat now. Oh, yeah. Look at them. Those are the best looking units on the field. You know you got to get some screenshots here. The archers, looks like most of the Roman archers, I'd say they're probably a little under half ammo. Kushite, the Royal Kushite's got 99 here, 17, so it looks like Kush has a lot of ammo. Here come the African pikes setting up. Remember, they just basically have to hold inside of that circle. That blue circle right there in front of you. So Kush here is backing up an Evocati cohort with 2 swordsman units. Not a unit you see a whole lot of from Kush. Mercenary Noble Fighters are at 78 kills. They had another one, right? Did it die maybe? Yeah, it might have died. But did you die? Thorax, 65 kills. Libyan at 86. Oh, look at that shot. Cretan archers right into the backs of that thorax sword that's engaging the Libyan infantry on the mountain. Artillery shelling from the background there. I think he's got range on the point, and that's painful. 74 kills. I think he's got to have just barely range. Which sucks. That's not good for the defenders because... Oh, my Lanta. That's why.
Move it!
Last we looked, which was like 10 seconds ago, he was at 74 kills. 74. He's not at 74 kills anymore. The two O's sworn 196 and 71. Just a bit outmatched here, man. Too much. It's not that they are outmatched by the enemy, it's just there's too many of the enemy. Armored Shotels, as always, are going to be a pain to deal with. I'm not sure that the attackers are really shooting anything really that useful, though. They were shooting into the backs of pretty much their own men here, but so is Bowie Eye. Well, I guess Bowie Eye's got a little bit of a shot right there. Not 100% sure why Kush is not also going this way. Even with this cav, the cav gen, get right through there. Because I'm almost positive you can go through this area. I think he was trying to get around it right there. Yeah, you see the general's trying to sneak around. Bowie Eye trying to kill him before he can. General bodyguard at 9 men. But Rome's units, even if the general dies, Rome's going to be fine. His units are all disciplined, and so not going to have any issues with that. The Armored Shotels just now kind of getting into the combat. Seleucid also basically just really getting into it right now. Good shots here. Seleucid bringing his Syrians over and shooting into the back of the combat. Nicely done. Over on the other side of the hilltop, you've got Samnite Warriors. Samnite Warriors and Celtic Warriors guarding this side of the mountain. And they're going to hold for a while, but it's in the end they will go down without reinforcements. And to be honest with you, there's no way the defenders can get reinforcements to them at this point in time. Is Bowie Eye going to finish off one of these units here? Look at that. 206, 2 chevrons, 202 chevrons, and then 105 with 1. Okay, they're almost dead, but getting shots off right at the last second into the backs of the Armored Shotels. Now, Noble Fighters, look at this. Noble Fighter, 331 kills with 3 chevrons. Nice. Now, the other the other Noble Fighter with 195 and 1 chevron, he's getting closer to, but I'm be honest with you, he's probably not going to make it. They're very, very weak and already starting to waver. The one actually hit Silver Chevron, though, 345 kills. I think the worry at this point is that there's not much else over here. Got some Libyan infantry here and some African pikes. But to be honest with you, the other Carthage player's probably going to have to fall back whatever he can. Because, oh man, and this is rough. Right when he needs to fall back, all of his units are currently well, not all, but a big chunk. He's got 4 healthy units here engaged. Royal Peltis, 15, 16 kills. The Royal Peltis, because there's nothing here to kill it, is going to eat right through these Libyan infantry. Then over here you got a Thorax. The Thorax seems to be having a rough time, so if he beats the Thorax, he might be able to get one of these units away. But I'm not sure that it's going to happen. If he's able to sneak one of these units around, they're in a problem. They're in a little bit of a situation. Oh, and I think he's too late. He beat it, but he's just going to countercharge. Here we go. Cretans coming back up onto the wall. There are lots of targets over here. Syrians are way out of position. The Syrians can't even stop it. Look at all the dead elephants. Oh my god. Oh my god. Armored Shotel Warriors, excuse me, 155 and 78. So they're having a heyday. Look at the Syrians at 242 kills. I'm amazed it's 242 kills with only a chevron. And he's not even really that close to getting another chevron. So he was not killing very good stuff. 98 kills. Royal Kushite archers have plenty of ammo, it looks like. They seem to be shooting this Cretan here that is out of ammo. Don't shoot Cretans that are out of ammo. Don't shoot any archer that's out of ammo. It's a waste of ammo. Royal Kushite, or Kushite Royal Guard, excuse me. Don't, careful, you're gonna charge the pikes, you dingus. Who do you think you are, Gandalf? This isn't Lord of the Rings. That kind of hurt. Took a pretty good volley there. Then I'm assuming he's going to come over here and capture that tower. And here comes the archer fire onto the African pikemen. African pikes are honestly a bit of a thorn in the side of the attackers at this point. They really don't have that great of a counter to them other than their archers. The question now becomes, does Kush have enough ammo to deal with them? But Rome, I'm pretty sure, is out, completely out. Seleucid, his archers are in no position at this point in time to be hitting the pikes. So at this point, it really comes down to Kushite, Royal Kushite archers. Hey, there you go. A couple of units getting away here. 97 men, 77 men. It's almost a full unit's worth. Ballista's honestly not doing so hot. 98 kills and 109 kills. It's fine. Oh, what are you shooting at? You shooting at the archers? Maybe he just felt that there was no way he was going to actually be able to kill enough of the pikes, so he decided to change targets with his archers, possibly? Look at the Iberian swords. Just, oh my gosh, just a wave of javelins here. And good choice sending the unit around to hit the unit on the side of the pikes. But then just charging other units straight in to the pikes. I feel like this is going to be another pikes shouldn't get this many kills video. When you charge into the enemy, and the enemy has a bigger stick than you, they can hit you before you hit them. AKA, not a good idea. That pikeman got like 26 kills out of that. Pretty sure the last time I looked, they only had 12. But this is not good. Mercenary Iberian swords are not going to stop armored Shotel warriors. So they've got a problem in this area right here. The pikes are going to be fine for now, at least. They may go down, but they're not going down right now. But this side over here is a little bit fishy just because those armored Shotel warriors are going to chew right through those Iberian swords like they don't even exist. Like a hard knife through butter. It looks like the Carthage 2, it looks like his archers still have ammo. So I'm intrigued what he's going to do with it. I don't think it's worth going for their archers because I think their archers are relatively close to being out of ammunition. You could hold onto your ammo to be able to compete with the Syrians, which are almost untouched. Or I think the other option is you ammo dump Armored Shotel Warriors. And that seems to be the option here. That seems to be what he's shooting at, or at least he is shooting into this blob, which is mostly the Armored Shotel Warrior. There's some out of ammo auxiliary Syrians. I don't know why I can't talk right now. But there is another Armored Shotel waiting to go in now. So I wonder if we're going to see those arrows start flying towards that now instead of the other one. But once again, now we got another fresh unit coming in, and all that's guarding this is the Iberian swords. That's a problem. I am extremely concerned that they don't have enough manpower to cover both sides. Just, those Armored Shotels are going to be really, really rough. Got some Libyans over here taking on Royal Peltis. They are relatively weak, Royal Peltis, so get some archer fire in on these guys. There we go. Is that a Balearic? No, it's just Cretan. So far, not really doing much. There we go, getting some kills now. Another Armored Shotel going in. I think the reason that I kept trying to say auxiliary Syrian is because I'm also saying Shotel, so that when I go say Syrian, it comes out as Syrian. Hot shingles, you say? What's the difference between you and a mild with a cold? Well, one's a sick duck, and I can't remember how it ends, but your mother's a whore. If anybody can name that skit, I'll give you a high five. If you don't want the high five, then suck it. I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. So the Cretans from Carthage 1 are definitely just laying into the Royal Peltis. The Seleucid player sent in the healthy Royal Peltis into combat and pulled back the more damaged ones. I think trying to get these guys out of the target of the archers would be my guess. I'm a little surprised, though, that the Syrians have not pushed up or even just come over to the side. You bring your Syrians over here, you can push these archers off of that wall. Then you use the cav units that you have to screen just to make sure nothing comes to get your archers. Like the boogeyman. You sent one unit in, you should probably send the other unit in. This one Libyan infantry isn't taking down this Royal Peltis, and he's probably not going to do that much damage by himself. But if you send in both Libyan infantries, then you have a little bit more ability to do some damage. Look at this, still being held by Iberian swords. 111 kills, 238 on the Shoto warrior. Pikes, look at this, Pikes, 136 kills. Guys, stop running into long pointy sticks. Ay, ay, ay. It's just gonna give me an aneurysm here. Look at this. Kush apparently does still have some ammo. Well, now who is it shooting? Ah, it's the Syrians. Seleucid brought his Syrians all the way over the mountain over here to shoot these pikes. Now the pikes at 92 men getting shot by 2 Syrians now. That pike is probably going to die. Which is bad because I don't think the defenders have much else that they can put here. Most of their stuff is already committed, or I don't know, because they're just not in a good position. It's not good. Oathsworn General's gone into combat now. Go and take some cinematic looks. Kushite Royal Guard might be trying to make a play here. I don't know if he's trying to sneak through. He's pushing through at this point. I mean, that Oathsworn is still there. But now he's just going to get pinned down and... Oh, man. Stop firing, Carthage. Stop firing. There's Seleucid's archers. Most of Carthage's archers look like they're just about out of ammo.
Take the hits!
Kushite Royal Guard, not really getting too much at the moment. So the pike is gone, it seems. But they had a Libyan infantry charge forward into the breach to try and slow down the attacking army. And look at this, look at this. They are breaking units. Kush is losing units here. Kush's general is dead. That means big things because Kush, their army does not do well when the general's dead. So now all of these units are freed up to counter-attack here. Finish this off, and they can fully focus their attention on the Seleucid front. This battle might be changing for the defenders. It was not looking good, but you know what? They might be able to pull this one off. Bounce power still is not in their favor, and they still have a long climb to go, but let's see if they can pull it off. Comment in the comment section, do you think that the defenders can pull this one off, or are the attackers going to win this battle? Say it now so you don't cheat and go to the end of the battle and say, yeah, I totally guessed that so-and-so is going to win. Duh, it was completely and totally obvious. Obviously. I'm a little surprised that we're not getting a goat path attack or, you know, cavalry. What I would do is I would take the goat path, force this unit to turn around, take cav up the hill. Because right now, remember, they don't have the units to cover everything very well at this point in time. So the more you can pressure and probe the outskirts or the edges of the defense, the more you can do, because it's going to spread them even more thin. You can probably take your pikemen and like fill one of these small gaps or something with it. He's just charging them in. Both Carthaginian generals are now in combat. The thing about the general's bodyguard of Carthage and then like the legatus of Rome is that it's not that they're bad. Their stats are actually pretty good. 90 armor is really good. The problem obviously is just the fact that there's only 40 men. So that is where you run into the issue. Look at this Oathsworn, 279 kills, triple chevron. Oh, but here comes Seleucid's cav. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Uh-oh. Oh, no, because look, the Agema cav now moving as well. This is not good. So their counterattack to try and finish off this side of things looks like it took a bit too long to fully develop, and Seleucid coming in and taking advantage. Median Cav itself is actually a pretty solid cavalry. It's not great, it's pretty good, decently priced. But it's good enough to be an issue. It's good enough to cause the defenders to have to scuttle around and try and defend their flanks. This Oathsworn is just ripping it up, man. 340 kills with triple chevrons. Might be able to finish the thorax. He went shield wall. And he's wavering. Because they need to finish this and then be able to turn around to get ready for the Agema cav. Agema cav is a good cav, so it's going to be a tough one. Oh man, this is getting so close. 244, 226. So the Royal Pelt is doing very, very well. Now the cavalry is stuck. He is caught. What's shooting? Is that Kush lobbing shots? Yes, it is. 108 kills. Kobe! Turn around, shield wall. Turn around, shield wall. Turn around, shield wall! No, oh, and he gets hit by the Artie. That is just disrespectful. And a really good charge by the Akima Cav. Just completely bowls over the Oathsworn Gen. And what does that mean? He goes right through it into the back of the Libyan infantry. They are very tired. Says they're confident, but we're going to see how long that lasts while they're getting charged in the back. Akima Cav, 24 kills. Right now, even though they may not have a ton of kills, the biggest thing is that they are causing huge morale issues. I don't know that I agree with that pull through right there. You can see that the Oathsworn is perfectly healthy. They're a bit scattered, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. A little bit cheeky. And now the General's Bodyguard of Carthage getting down into Seleucid's archers. Libyan infantry going to try and finish it off too. They just need to hold out. Balance powers like even, like dead even. This battle is so close, guys. I can't even stress that. Oh, and there's the General's Bodyguard coming back into charge. 154 kills. Oathsworn General, shield wall in the middle of the cap point. They have to come to him, right? That's the thing. So he says, okay, let me set up right where I need to be on the cap point because then I can hold it. And if you charge me, which you have to charge me, I'm going to be in shield wall so I can absorb as much of it as I possibly can. See that it stonewalls them, and a javelin toss by the Libyan infantry from behind. Getting a lot of kills there. I think Seleucid's general is dead. Yeah, that's army losses. And the defenders pull this off. I don't know how they did it because it was just mass death on both sides. This is what would be considered a Pyrrhic victory because both sides extremely hurt from this battle. Let's look at some kills, though. First off, for the defenders, we have Gadriel as Carthage with 1,998 kills. His archer's doing pretty good. Companion Cav, once again, I just think it was a little bit premature on that. African Pikes with 199 kills and 2 chevrons. Guys, Pikes shouldn't get this many kills. Most of his infantry, to be honest with you, not doing so hot. But his 2 noble infantry doing really, really good. Noble fighters, excuse me. We have Blackfoot, also playing Carthage, with 2,974 kills. The General's Bodyguard, 225. African War Elephants, 347. Archers all doing well. His infantry did solid, 288, with 3 chevrons on Libyan. Still a decently healthy Libyan. All of his infantry did really, really well. Peter to Drippy, 1983. As Bowie I with 402 on the Oathsworn Gin. Very, very nice. And a silver chevron, by the way. 207, 130, 148. Yeah, just okay. That's fine, I guess. Definitely would want better, but that's all right. For the attackers, and look at this, both sides. I mean, this is not a steamroll. Both sides, lots of kills here. The Royal Peltis, 268, 254, 2 chevrons. Nice. Thorax Swords, they did okay. 235, 2 chevrons on that one. Archers did okay. The list actually did pretty good, 121. Hot Solar Panels, 2,257 kills as Rome. His archers, look at that, 249. Very nice. 135 on the ballista. Some of his infantry, honestly, not doing so hot. A couple of these armored legionaries, not so great. But a lot of them doing really good. 244, 171, 215. Then we have one Vandal as Kush with 2,734 kills. Kushite archers here. Look at that. 231, 179. Shotel Warriors 201, 186, 149. We got regular Shotel Warriors 265, 210. So that is going to be that for that battle. Very, very close. I honestly had no idea which way it was going to go. It really, really did not look good for the defenders, about 3/4 of the way through that battle. But they really pulled it off. Were able to kind of finish off one side and then go finish the rest of it. Well, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. And don't forget, if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you guys next time.